Einstein's special theory of relativity and the 6 days of creation. February 12, 2011. Some of us have wondered how God could create the world in 6 days. It's a mighty prospect of creation, yet we believe that God is omnipotent and easily able to accomplish such a project. How then can we wonder, as we believe in evolution theory too, could we reconcile these two theories? Einstein helped us quite a lot. His twins paradox provides an example of one way time could move differently at the same speed in two different places. An hour for one twin moving at the speed of light would seem to a twin hanging out in the U.S. Congress listening to a speech take 100 years. Time is relative to motion. Motion is a function of the scalar field of dimensions, mass and energy perhaps. God is above all that and issued the mass and energy to start with. Now, that does not mean that he had to just issue the universe like a croquet player giving a hit to one ball next to an opponent, sending it outward, while he can only watch it travel. God's continuing super reality power above the subjective universe would allow him to do whatever he likes with it, at any place in space-time. We don't want to make that the point of this essay, though. The explanation for how evolution's apparent 13.7 billion-year-old universe could fit into 6 days of creation is pretty obvious by now, though you might have guessed. The use of God of one day might be a little faster and qualitatively better than a human-centered Earth use of one. His 1 hour may seem like a billion years to us. We might wonder if he only needed to create the first 3 minutes of the universe, though, with the rest pre-designed within it, letting it grow like a plant seed. I think it's possible to believe that he created the entire history of the universe, though including the future, in that 6 days. As in computer programming on a hierarchical flowchart, larger, higher-level modules may contain smaller units with vast detail. In theory, even a few seconds for God might be enough to make a trillion-year universe from start to finish. Our own universe may have been entirely completed in those 6 days, and our futures determined there and then. Human beings are limited to living within space-time, at its slower relative pace, and have no higher-level ability to view the completed modules that comprise the space-time of our universe. If the entire history and future of the universe was made in 6 days, letting God take a day off on the 7th, that would explain how everything is predetermined, yet seems to be somewhat free from our human point of view. God could create 6 large modules and several smaller branch modules. Like a wheeled mechanism with gears, larger wheels could travel more slowly, yet include as much time as smaller gear space-time modules turning much faster. Those smaller module gears could be compared to the time experiences of God at his faster speed to our universe of billions of years that were to God like 6 days. Thinking about space-time and relativity within this theistic speculation and reconciliation of the Bible-evident facts of physics and cosmology, I have thought a little more about neutrons, stars, and black holes as smaller gears with a faster spin rate than planets in some instances and with more power. Not being a physicist, I may upset a few established notions here, yet it is just a contemplation of solid-state physics a little, since I am on the topic. Singularities of black holes compact and reduce mass to its smallest components, maybe one-dimensional strings. There is an absurdity in the concept of gravitational force concentrating mass, breaking it up into smaller pieces such as neutrons and strings of one dimension before packing it all together into one superstring solid. That's just not very logical. That superconcentrate would be some kind of thing for itself. What force could keep the strings apart under such pressure? Could one string made from all the other strings acquire infinite energy, or would some hypothetical limit exist? One logical possibility is that black holes breaking down mass converted or stuff it as basic string energy into extra dimensions, the 6 extra dimensions of string theory. That energy stuffed into extra dimensions under extreme pressure converts the strings into space-time within 6 dimensions. That infusion of energy into extra dimensions displaces or slopes the normal 4 dimensions of space-time, creating the appearance of space-time curvature and the effects of gravity. I prefer that concept to one with gravitons and particles flowing outwardly as a field to draw in mass and energy forcefully. Even Hawking radiation would fail to exist in this theoretical context. At least the amount of Hawking radiation would not account for a preponderance of the escape of information and mass energy from the black hole back in the normal spacetime required for the criteria of Shannon entropy to be satisfied, wherein no information is lost from the universe. With all that mass converted into a basic form and energy as well converted into a third state of being as 6 extra dimensions of spacetime, information easily goes outside the event horizon of the black hole and spacetime curvature effects of the 4 dimensions by the smaller dimensions infused with the mass energy input to the black hole singularity. Perhaps the concept has no support, yet it is an interesting consideration, for myself at least. There is a little more, though. I should clarify that gravitons would not exist, since the curvature of spacetime by smaller dimensions acting upon our 4 normal dimensions would be sufficient for the appearance of gravity. The 6 extra dimensions and their spacetime field acting upon our 4 dimensions might also produce the scintillation of virtual particles that appear in the 4-dimensional vacuum. Briefly, the transfer of mass to black holes and extra dimensions through singularities may also displace the normal 4-dimensional space-time or augment it, increasing the rate of expansion of our universe. The 6 days of God referenced in the book of Genesis was ample time at his relative experience of time, to create billions or even trillions of years of human experience. Earth relative time, at least. That's what I believe we might infer from Einstein's special theory of relativity in Genesis, at which time even a one-dimensional membrane could have been crumpled up and tossed into being like a sheet of paper into a wastebasket to expand and recover from prior use. Recycling, an example of recycling.